Good morning. Good morning. Welcome to the Red Mic. Happy Tuesday, August 26, 2025. Thanks for being here. Red Mic messages are leadership and life lessons I've picked up from 25 years as a public servant, 16 years as a youth football coach and scouting volunteer, and 10 years as a mediocre athlete with far more heart than actual physical ability. Today's Red Mic message, another John Wooden, the Pyramid Foundation. Today's Red Mic message is building the base first. When Coach Wooden built his pyramid of success, he started at the bottom, built a foundation, 5 blocks: industriousness, enthusiasm, friendship, loyalty, and cooperation. For him, that's where it all begins. Not the apex, not the highlight reels, but the boring foundation work. In football, you'd say it starts with the lineman because it does. So, what are these unseen building blocks that make everything else possible? Industriousness. Wooden said there's no substitute for hard work. And when I coached kids, I love the players who showed up every practice, worked hard, didn't quit. They aren't going to win a game for you by themselves, but they make everybody around them better, and you're not going to win without enthusiasm. If you don't enjoy what you're doing, you're going to burn out. You've got to have team members who light up when they engage, when they step onto the court or that field of battle. I've worked with people who just loved solving problems and helping their fellow citizens. And that kind of energy is contagious. A room full of tired bureaucrats, well, it's going to shift. It's going to change. You're going to see that energy shift when that one enthusiastic person walks in and they're ready to get going. Friendship on both the field and in the office, that kind of camaraderie is important. You don't have to be best friends. You don't have to hang out outside the office, but that kind of friendship, it leads to respect. I mean, it not leads to respect as much as that kind of friendship doesn't exist without respect. How about that? And if you've got a team full of individuals or cliques, the difference is so readily apparent. Loyalty. Loyalty is sticking with the mission and all working towards that same goal. Loyalty in government means you're committed to serving the public, even when it's not easy and it's not. If you have your teammates back, they're going to know that. Disloyalty is poison. And people start playing for themselves instead of the team, instead of the constituent, instead of the taxpayer. Lapse is inevitable. A lady I used to work with, she is without a doubt the most loyal person I know. She's been at the same agency for pushing 20 years, and she's had opportunities to go elsewhere for what some would consider life-changing money. And she's just not going to do it. Her attitude is, I like this agency. I like its mission. I like the customers that we have, and I'm not going to move. I'm not going to change. I'm not going to switch. And you've got to respect that. I mean, she's an amazing person. Cooperation. Nobody wins alone. And that's true whether it's a team, whether it's a sport, whether it's a job. You can design elegant solutions, but if you can't get along with anyone because you're uncooperative, or you've got that constant pinch in your face or that kind of tone in your voice, people don't want to work around you. They don't want to be around you. If you bring the temperature down in a bad way the minute you walk in, again, nobody wants to work with you. So that kind of toxicity, it doesn't work in a cooperative venue. You've got to put your ego aside. You've got to put your attitude aside and cooperate and integrate and work with your teammates, because then even the smallest ideas can get some capture and they can move on. And with that foundation, you're going to have a strong team. You're going to have a strong building. You're going to have a strong structure. I think that's why Ted Lasso had Wooden's pyramid in his locker room. Ted saw it as, again, he didn't see it as teaching soccer. This is what he told Krem in that dinner at the Indian restaurant. He was like, I see my job as helping these players become the best versions of themselves. And he did that by focusing on those foundational blocks. And the foundation, again, it's not glamorous. It's not sexy. It's not fun. The foundation is not going to be in the headlines. It's not going to trend on social media. But if you skip or cut corners on it, just like if you're building a house or a building, The whole thing's going to be rickety. Wooden knew that. Ted Lasso knew that. Every real leader I've known and worked with has known that. I've worked with some good ones. I've worked with some bad ones, and the bad ones all have those things in common. They don't pay attention to the foundation. Without a good foundation, everything's going to rot. So start with the base, build trust, work hard, bring joy, and cooperate. That's what it's all about. And that's where you're going to build your success. And that's the only way it's going to last. And that's today's Red Mike message. I hope you found it interesting. I hope you found it helpful. I love you guys. Thanks for being here. I hope you will join me again tomorrow. Another one of John Wooden's pyramid blocks tomorrow. I hope to see you. Give me a like, a follow, and a share in the meantime. Until next time, life is short. Drink the bourbon.